Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Talkin Wrasslin, the podcast where we talk wrestling. I'm your host for the week, Lyssie, and I'm here with Dylan, who's the co-host. Say hello, Dylan.
Hello, Dylan.
We got some things to talk about, I guess. Not too much, not too little, just right.
Yes.
Dylan's not paying attention to me because he's just doing stuff on the TV.
Sorry.
Anyway, we're gonna do obviously the summary of our week and whatnot, along with some stuff that happened in, I guess, wrestling related news, along with some stuff that happened on Raw and SmackDown, and then we'll be doing Full Gear predictions, and then we'll be doing a little segment where we're talking about our top 5 feuds, which
That's the meat and potatoes of the podcast.
And then the rest of the week, which I get to pick, but I still don't fucking know who I'm picking. Because I never fucking know going into any of this, because I never know when I'm fucking doing anything.
Unbelievable.
Dylan, how was your week?
It was boring, and yeah, that's about it. Nothing really exciting.
Nothing exciting or fun happened this week?
No, not really. I mean, by the time they're hearing this, which will be tomorrow, we're recording this on Monday night, Bryce is in town. So we'll be hanging out with Bryce more than likely.
I hope so.
And probably recording a podcast and stuff, so.
Yeah, we're viewing an apartment tomorrow.
And reviewing an apartment tomorrow. Yes, we are.
So, by the time you're hearing this, we haven't viewed it yet. If you watch this when it immediately came out, viewing it later on in the day, but wish us luck. Because I really hope that we get it.
We need a new apartment.
We really fucking do. I don't really feel too great. I don't know what happened. I was feeling fine all day. And then we were driving home from Burger King, and I don't know if it was just from driving and it was getting dark out and the lights were bothering me or what, but I got really fucking nauseous, and I still just kind of feel like fucking shit now.
It was the Burger King.
It might have been the Burger King, honestly. I just do not feel great.
Well, how was your week?
Fine. Nothing really insightful happened aside from I got my scapegoat package finally.
Or as I called it, Scapegoat Bust Company.
Sure.
Bussing.
Yeah, I finally got that, so that was exciting. That was cool. I got tattooed.
You got tattooed.
Oh my god, I got tattooed, yeah. It's nowhere near done. And so I won't show a picture of it until it is completely done. But I will at least say it is a Naruto tattoo. So it's pretty fucking cool. I took the Sanoderm off yesterday. Before work.
Yeah.
Cause it was typically you're supposed to keep the Sanoderm on for 5 days, and I got it tattooed on Wednesday. So I mean, I guess I didn't really. Well, Thursday would have been day 1. So I had it on for 3 days, and it was really starting to bother me. It was starting to really irritate the top of my shoulder, because it's on the back of my arm to the top of my shoulder. And it was really fucking bothering the top of my shoulder. So I took it off, and now it's even weirder because now it's half healed, half not healed. So I'm just okay. Cool. But yeah, I got tattooed, so that was pretty cool.
Fun time.
Yeah.
Fun time.
I did my hair today.
You're going to be doing my hair after this.
Yeah, I'll be doing your hair after this. I did my hair today, and I have orange hair. Which, again, I think I said earlier, I don't, we've been dating for 5 years, and I don't think there's ever been a time where I didn't have black in my hair. When we were dating, since we've been dating.
Yeah.
I think I've always had some sort of black in my hair to some degree.
Well, I mean, you had green when we started dating.
I did have all green when we started dating.
Because then we both dyed each other's hair, when we started dating.
Yeah.
We had half heads.
And that's actually crazy because I saw on Facebook Memories that was 5 years ago today. But there was no pictures because you, me, and an unnamed person all dyed our hair black and blonde.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, that was so.
Probably the pictures with just me and you will be popping up in the next few days.
Yeah.
Because I remember we were dating for like maybe a week or two, and then we were like, oh my god, dude, we gotta make it Facebook official.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that we like kind of waited.
But pretty much like everyone knew.
Yeah, I know. Like people knew. It was just never really bothered to change it. It was like, oh shit, we probably should.
And it's like, yeah, we know, guys.
Yeah.
You guys don't shut up about each other.
Yeah, well. Anyway, aside from that, nothing really insightful or interesting happened so far this week, so. My hair feels really nice, though, for bleaching it and dyeing it. So that's really cool. Doesn't feel dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Alright, I guess let's just get into shit. I don't know what you want to talk about with this, but can we talk about Rikishi for a moment?
Bro, Rikishi's pissing me off.
Well, can you do me a favor, and while you explain this, can you grab that bubbly? Can you open it, and then can you hand it to me?
So, like, Rikishi's just been pissing me off as of late on his fucking Twitter. Another fucking person.
You scared Dee.
That shouldn't have a Twitter, or, like, just another person that shouldn't have a platform, in my opinion. Because, like, he just runs his fucking mouth. Like, he's been constantly being like, oh, like he's criticizing everything, like, with the bloodline, obviously. Because, you know, that's his, like, family or whatever. But he's like, Solo should be WWE champion, or like Roman should be doing this. Jey Uso losing the Intercontinental title too much, or he should have won it much sooner. Like it's just like Rikishi. It's like every fucking week, and Rikishi's just pissing me off. And it's like, Rikishi, you are known for 2 fucking things. Actually 3. Sorry, you are known for 3 fucking things. And correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone listening to this, or even you, Lyssie, if you know any other thing that Rikishi's known for besides these 3 fucking things: Stinkface, breakdancing, and getting chokeslammed off Hell in a Cell by The Undertaker.
I only really cared to know about him with the stink face.
There we go. Rikishi,
is this the clusterfuck?
No, this is the DCW Rumble.
Oh.
Because this I wasn't in the clusterfuck. I was in the Rumble, though. This is the Rumble.
Is this with me and Webb both filming? Who else was filming?
No. It was you filming, and dumb bitch filming the entrances.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we just needed someone to film the entrances, and I was like, okay, this is very simple, girl. Mm-hmm. All you gotta do is when your husband gives you the cue, because he's working the time, because he's the last one out. When he starts doing the countdown, that's when you get the fucking camera ready and you start filming the entrances.
Hey, at least he did the countdown right.
Well,
right? I don't think I got fucked up.
I made sure.
Yeah.
I trusted him with that, because he was like, I'm out last, which he was, and it kind of made sense, because originally it was gonna be Chris, but we're like, no. But I was like, if you just sit here, because I will give him, I hate talking good on him because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I will give him where credit is due. He sat there and watched like the matches. Like, he was always known for that, like sitting there and watching the matches. So that's why I was like, okay, you just got to sit there, and every fucking minute and a half, boom, boom, boom. And because I was like, when you come out, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You're the last entrant.
Yeah.
And that's literally it.
I still can't believe Cheeks didn't wear the fucking platform.
He had to walk down the stairs, bro. The clusterfuck's better than the Rumble, but I like the Rumble. The Rumble had good storytelling.
Yeah, well.
It
all
got
right.
fucked up. I just put this on because fuck it. It's funny to watch. What do you think? What do you think about Rikishi, though?
First of all, why didn't you put the Polaroid of Dee in the back?
I have not gotten the chance to do it yet.
I don't really care about Rikishi, if I'm being so, like, for real. Like, I mean, yeah, like, yeah, sure, yeah, you know, but, like, I don't care.
Yeah, sure.
Like, that's the thing with him. It's just, like, I never really cared enough about him growing up, and I don't care about him that much right now.
Bro, fuck Rikishi.
So I just kind of, like, ignore what he says.
Fuck Rikishi. Because
it doesn't matter to me, and if he wants to change shit so badly, he should really just fucking book it himself.
Dumb Rikishi.
Why doesn't he have a job as a booker? If he knows so well, why doesn't he have a job as a booker? Moving on to Ring of Honor or AEW. Oh, no,
But
Ring of Honor
Slasher.
and AEW Collision coming to the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yeah, they announced the. I don't know if they officially announced it, but like, there's been like rumor heavily like, Ring of Honor Final Battle is going to be held at the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is like a regular Ring of Honor thing that they usually do. But then they're gonna have AEW Collision there, which is like
Pretty cool.
Weird but cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's just gonna be weird seeing like AEW there. You know what I mean?
Well, because I saw something online that said like WWE was trying to book a show at the Hammerstein Ballroom, but they couldn't like have the date that they wanted because it was too close to an AEW booked a show. So that was,
And plus, GCW's having a show there too. So
yeah. I don't know if GCW necessarily like is in the same like vein with like the whole WWE thing though, where like they can probably just show up whenever.
they can just show up when they have the money.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale booking. That's still the funniest shit. Bro, when he called them Fort Lauderdale, I was cracking up laughing.
Who?
Jim Cornette.
Oh.
He was talking about Brett Lauderdale of GCW, and he was like, when Fort Lauderdale, and I just started fucking cackling. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Because I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
We all don't have good taste in things, but that's
Fort
fine.
Lauderdale.
Okay, moving on. Jon Moxley having complete creative control over the Death Rider storyline. TK has to give his okay for what happens, but everything you see on TV is Moxley's idea, reported from Uncle Dave.
So when this storyline goes to shit, we blame Jon Moxley.
I'm still very interested in it. Like, I'm still confused as shit.
I'm confused as fuck. Like, they need to do some explaining, but like,
there's gonna be like something that happens, and like it's gonna be one thing happens and it connects everything. I know that's exactly where this is going.
the ring's gonna blow up.
Yeah, the ring's actually gonna blow up this time. No, something's gonna happen, and it's gonna connect the dots for literally fucking everything, and we're gonna be like, oh. And it's probably gonna be something where like, I'm not saying like it's gonna be something stupid, but it's gonna be something where it's just like, oh my god, how did we not guess that? Like it's gonna be something that was like, it was in front of us this whole time. We could have easily seen this coming, but we didn't. I have a feeling it's gonna be something like that, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing a really good job of keeping it interesting, but also, again, like, making you not know at all what the fuck is going on at any given point. So I think, I'm hoping the payoff's gonna be good. I'm hoping the payoff's gonna be really good.
I guess.
Look up George Hackett Smith.
Well, I just originally wrote that because we already watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wrote that as a reminder. But so like, if you just type in George Hackenschmidt on YouTube, you'll be able to find it. It's like a 2-part video. It's a match from 1908, and boy, these boys fucking work.
There were some men in the crowd. A lot of men in the crowd. They all looked very dapper. There was 2 whispering sweet nothings to each other.
Oh yeah, there's no sound because
Not.
it's from 1908. The tape is like fucked.
They should have put some like music from 1908 over it to upload to YouTube.
Yeah, like that's what I'm confused about. Of like, why? Like, how did they get this?
Well, I mean, if I were to guess,
And how is it in good shape still to like upload?
if I were to guess, it was probably on some old film, and it was probably like saved within the family, and some tech savvy new person of the family got their hands on it and were like, yo, this is really cool, and figured out a way to transfer that tape to digital and then put it on YouTube because they're just like, hey guys, this is really cool.
What did you think of 1908 wrestling?
The camera work sucked. The guy did not pan over fast enough. I was getting very lost in the sauce.
Were you?
No. No, it was nifty. It was nifty to see. I mean, like,
It's not the wrestling you see today.
no, it's very much amateur wrestling. I'm glad that these men in suits found it insightful enough to go watch. I want to know like more backstory about what exactly was going on here. Like,
Bro, what
who
the
are these 2 fucks?
I'm sorry. What the fuck did Noah just hit in this middle of the Rumble? I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
What?
Noah's on the turnbuckle.
Yeah, I
with
know.
Tifa.
I know who Noah is.
Hakai's making his entrance. We're in the middle of a Rumble.
Yeah.
Yo, Siva sold that like a champ.
That was fucking sick.
I'm standing there and I'm probably like, what the fuck are they doing? And then I saw the spot probably and was like, that was cool.
Noah always pulled something cool out of his ass.
And then I was like, oh fuck, Hakai's coming out here. I gotta get back and gimmick here.
Anyway,
Bro, he takes my head off with this.
What is this?
He just beats the shit out. Like, bro, he got me. I was like, fuck, okay, chill.
Anyway, no, I would like, I don't know, more background information. Who the fuck are these guys? Why are they in what looks like a fucking basement with like a bunch of rich men?
I listened to Cornette, so like he's talked about like George Hackenschmidt before, but like
yeah, I'm not too sure.
So George Hackenschmidt, George Carl Julius Hackenschmidt.
Oh my god. What a name.
Born August 1st, 1887. I'm going to try to pronounce this. Dorpat, Governorate of Liviana, Russian Empire. Now Tartu.
Stop trying.
Yeah, I'm trying. He died. Wow. He died February 19th, 1968 at the age of 90 in London, England. He debuted in 1898 and he retired in 1911. He is believed to be the creator of professional wrestling version of the bear hug.
Okay.
As well as the person who popularized the hack squat. So that I think that's like when you're squatting weights, I think. Additionally, Hackenschmidt is also attributed as the creator of the bench press.
Oh, so this guy was just doing shit.
He was known for his impressive strength, fitness, and flexibility. Later in life, he wrote many books on physical culture, training, and philosophy. Professional wrestling career. I'm just seeing, if there's, like, any interesting stuff. I don't want to read, like, this man's whole biography.
So what you're saying is man was out here doing shit.
Yeah. He served in the army. He took part in a 40-day wrestling tournament in Moscow in 1900. Like, he was just doing shit, bro. He was doing shit. What about Joe Rogers? Joe Rogan. Rogers. Wrestler. That's him. Oh, there is no Wikipedia for Joe Rogers. Whatever. Anyway, what do you think of George Hackenschmidt?
It was interesting to watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess we can move on from George Hackenschmidt. Find the video on YouTube. Type in George Hackenschmidt.
Do we really have to talk about this?
Yes. It's our duty.
Okay, well, we're gonna. So I like how we had dual angles.
Well, it's happening in the entranceway.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Oh, there's me. There's me running. All right, let's stop procrastinating. Let's talk about fucking Mike Tyson and Logan Paul or Jake Paul.
Bro, this was faker than wrestling.
It was sad, it was depressing, it was boring. I can't believe I stayed up to fucking watch this fucking bullshit and I had to go to work afterwards. Like, this was actually, like, the most fucking overhyped, overdone, overpolarized fucking bullshit fucking shit I fucking watched.
Bro, it kept buffering horribly before that. And then, like, when it finally, when they came on, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't buffering. But, man, this fight went all fucking... How many rounds was it? Eight fucking rounds. It went all 8 rounds. Mike Tyson barely did shit. Jake Paul barely did shit. He did more, though. And he wins. And what does this do for Jake Paul? It does a lot for Jake Paul. He beat Mike Tyson.
Unfortunately.
It's in the books. Yeah, unfortunately. I wanted Tyson to knock his ass out, but, like, we knew Tyson was getting fucking paid to, like, stretch it out. Bro, it was faker than fucking wrestling. The build up to it was faker than wrestling. He stepped on fucking Mike Tyson's foot or whatever, and Mike Tyson snapped out and, like, slapped Jake Paul. Faker than fucking wrestling. This is why I don't watch fucking boxing. It's too fucking fake. I'll watch fucking professional wrestling.
I don't like it.
At least it was on Netflix, where, like...
It was free.
Well, yes and no.
Well, we didn't have to pay, like, a $50 fucking pay-per-view charge is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you have to pay monthly for Netflix.
Bro,
but...
I'm sorry to cut you off. How does Chris still have, like, his ACLs intact? Because look how he lands when he gets thrown over the top rope.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't.
Like, how does he have ACLs intact?
Like the little hop that Stone just did.
Well, it's a little Superman punch. Like, watch how he lands on his fucking feet. Like...
I don't know, man.
Bro, if that was anyone else, torn ACL.
I don't know, man. All right, let's move into, like, the other stuff about this week of wrestling. The OG bloodline needs a fifth man, but they have no friends, but Sammy knows a guy.
That's what Sammy said. That they need a fifth man for the War Games.
Uh-huh.
The both teams, and Sammy was like, I know a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who's he referring to, you think? Can be Kevin.
It's not gonna be Kevin.
Cody.
Probably not gonna be Cody. What's Cody doing right now? Is he doing anything?
Cody's like in a weird like story, but like he's not doing anything right now. But like he's like doing like a weird story with like there's like the Randy Orton and Kevin Owens thing going on right now. But then there's the bloodline shit.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's El Generico.
That'd be nice.
Maybe it's Randy Orton.
You think it's Randy Orton?
It could be Randy Orton.
Bro, there's a bunch of dudes in this ring.
What if it is Seth Rollins? I know we'll get into it a little bit later, but what if it is Seth Rollins?
It probably is.
You think so?
Yeah. It probably is. After he just said no, why would I help? Probably fucking is.
Yeah, I mean, he's out of his storyline.
It should just
What if it's CM Punk?
What
if it's Paul Heyman?
That's what people were theorizing. We'll get into it more later with like why did they do that spot in the Rumble? They're already eliminated, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Jay and Noah were eliminated. But people were we'll get more into this later. People were theorizing of like, what if it's Punk and he comes back with Paul Heyman? People are saying like, oh, what if it's Brock and he comes back with Paul Heyman? Like, there's stuff like that, and we'll get into like the Paul Heyman lore that happened on SmackDown. So I don't know if I wrote that down on SmackDown, but there's something that happened on SmackDown that there's like lore, which is pretty cool.
You did.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Oh, and then continuing on, it says Sammy has Seth. Seth says you're out of your damn mind.
Yeah, like Seth said no.
WWE shouting out Slayer.
Fucking Slayer, because he's on the Damian Priest theme.
Damian Priest entrance theme will be available on streaming soon, with which Kerry King from Slayer plays guitar on.
I just wanted to give Slayer a shout out, because fuck it.
Okay.
Fucking Slayer.
I don't care enough about Slayer anyway.
Fucking Slayer.
Rise.
That was loud. I'm sorry, Ghost.
They had Braun Breaker and Sheamus on speed. Oh no, not the drug. And at least they were doing it to build a story.
Yeah, bro, they had them on speed, facing each other.
I thought that they were a clean company now.
Bro, they're having Braun Breaker going after the speed championship.
Yeah, well.
Like, bro, I don't even see speed pop up on my Twitter anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Like,
I never did.
Does anyone fucking watch Speed?
I don't know.
Bro, I was beating the fuck out of Webb.
I genuinely do not know if anyone watches Speed anymore. Or if it's just there for them to recap on the main show.
I don't know why. I was like really paying attention to Raw last week for some reason.
I wasn't home. Jimmy Uso wants to talk to Braun Breaker on Speed. Not sober Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker on Speed. No, I don't know. Why did Jimmy want to talk to Braun?
Because they're trying to recruit Braun for the bloodline.
Why?
They need a fifth guy.
They're just trying anyone.
Well, yeah, they don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah, well. And the new bloodline wanted Seth to join, but Seth said no.
Yeah, they're really trying to get Seth. Either one of them. They really love
I
Seth.
want to see Seth in the OG bloodline just for that good old throwback of the Shield.
And then Sammy gets injured and they need another guy and Jon Moxley returns.
I don't think that's going to happen.
And it's the Shield and it's Sharir, Hotel, India, Lima, Delta.
Isn't this where Bryce almost broke his neck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, well.
And I didn't even know it happened because I was in the match when it happened. And then
who did it to him?
Me and Coyote, asshole, threw him out. But
he landed on his neck.
I think it's the way he just went out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know until afterwards. After the match. Because I'm doing my marathon. This is me fucking stroking ego of I'm going to enter at number 1 and win the whole Rumble.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Well, I had to.
Moving on to SmackDown. Bronson Reed has joined Bloodline 2.0 for War Games.
Yeah, Bronson Reed is now part of the OG, or part of Bloodline 2.0.
Then it's probably going to be Seth.
Yeah.
More than likely going to be Seth.
Yeah, that's why I had this going down like this.
Okay. Wow, we're really just going through this.
We really are. We're only half hour in. There's really nothing to talk about. If you notice, there's no Dynamite because Dynamite was uninteresting this week.
Says you. Anyway, Roman backstage by himself grabs his phone and says, "Call the wise man," but the number he's trying to reach is not in service.
Yeah, and there's theories of there was a segment beforehand where Sammy had Sammy had the cell phone or whatever, and he threw it on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
So there's theories with the whole, I don't know where they're going with the cell phone thing, but either way, but then there's also theories of Solo destroyed the phone. That's why he needed a new phone number.
That's true. Is Roman not up to date onto what's going on with his wise man?
Yeah. They haven't talked to each other.
He's not a very good friend.
Because remember, Roman and Paul haven't talked since Roman lost the title.
Yeah. Give me my drink. Yeah, he's not a good friend.
Well,
Roman.
Yeah, that's why Seth doesn't want to join.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably going to be Seth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Think it's going to be Seth?
I think so.
I think it should just be fucking 4-on-4 for War Games.
But then we don't have the suspense.
What's the bloodline? What's the bloodline card? The Survivor Series card?
I don't know. I don't even know if there's anything else announced for Survivor Series.
Because that's in 2 weeks. That's on the 30th.
Oh, yeah. He just went down and cracked his neck on
on the thing. There's only 2 matches announced, bro.
Yeah, because I'm standing here for a while next to him. And I'm motioning down to him are you good? You good? And he was yeah, I'm all right. And then I don't know who that was, but someone came over to make sure he was all right.
Looks like Jay. His
Jay.
ass. Yeah, there's only 2 matches announced, which is the War Games match we're talking about and Gunther versus Damian Priest for the world title. Yeah, where's Punk? I thought Punk was supposed to be back for Survivor Series. Maybe we'll get something tonight, but where the fuck is Punk?
Maybe he's injured. Fragile Phil.
Where the fuck's Drew?
Oh, I miss Drew.
Anyway, I'm just gonna say it since I already have the phone and I gotta look it up. We have another pay-per-view coming up.
We do.
This fucking week, unfortunately, that we're gonna have to watch. and pay money for and stuff. And there's only 9 matches announced, and there will probably be 15 more added by the time you hear this. That is AEW Full Gear.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give our predictions.
Okay.
Well, let's get it out of the fucking way right now. On the pre-show.
You're so, like, unenthused about anything to do with AEW, which is, like, legitimately upsetting.
On the pre-show.
All right, whatever.
Big Boom AJ with Big Justice.
Who the fuck is Big Justice?
His son.
Oh.
Versus QT Marshall. The Costco guy. Bring the Boom.
Wait, his son's not wrestling?
No, it's the dad.
Oh.
You think they're gonna have the Rizzler? I swear to fucking God.
The Rizzler's probably gonna be there.
They're gonna
distract
bro,
QT.
they're gonna come out to the Rizzler's fucking theme song.
He has a theme song?
Yeah, he has a song.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, it's fucking bad. This whole thing is... Why is this happening? I hate this.
Hold on. No.
This is stupid.
No.
Who is this for?
Hold on. Me, because I get to watch QT Marshall wrestle.
Are you even gonna be home? Oh, yeah, you're off Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm off Saturday. I told you this.
Hey, Bryce, I know you're gonna be in town. But
We're gonna huddle around my iPad.
Bro, we can... Bro, I'm gonna text him.
Hey, Bryce, would you like to huddle around Lyssie's iPad to watch Full Gear? Because there's no way we're going to be able to figure out how to watch it any other way. Unless we hook up the PlayStation 4 to the TV in the living room.
Yeah.
Then we could probably pull it up that way.
I don't know if he's doing anything because that's his birthday.
Yeah, I mean, it's later in the day, so...
And, like, we haven't talked plans or anything.
We'll talk plans with them. What is it with you men and not making plans? You're so bad at this. Bryce, I hope the plans are already made by the time this is out. If the plans aren't made by the time this is out, you're going to be hearing from me. Oh my God, hurry up.
Talk about this. I'm texting Bryce because I have to explain things.
I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, I don't really care about the Costco guys. I mean, I don't hate them. I don't love them. I just don't know what they're all about. I've never cared about them. They showed up on one pay-per-view and I was like, who the fuck are these guys? And then no one shut up about them. So I genuinely don't have any sort of like words to speak about them.
I think it's stupid.
Like, I like QT Marshall. QT Marshall's a good wrestler.
I think
that's as much information as I have for this.
I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. Why is this happening? I'm glad we're not going to it. Because if I had to sit there and watch this live, fuck that. It's fucking stupid. I can't wait to shit all over it when I watch it. Anyway. MJF versus Roderick Strong.
That'll be a good match.
It's going to be a good match, but like I thought this was going to be MJF versus Adam Cole, so I'm very confused. But
not yet.
But also at the same time, I feel like Adam Cole is going to like be involved in this match somehow.
He probably will be, but we're not getting that finish to the Adam and the MJF story just yet. Because I guess, you know what, in fairness, their story did get screwed up so much that it would kind of suck to like really just end the story, like just like as quickly as this would have been. So like at least let them kind of end it the way they want to and play into it the way that they want to and tell it the way that they want to. And I feel like they deserve a little bit more time to end the story after it's been like so royally fucked for however long.
Like I'd rather see MJF versus Roderick Strong anyway, because fucking that's just too much tan going on between Adam Cole and MJF. That's too much fucking yellow, orange. I don't need to see it.
No, Roddy and MJF are going to beat the fucking shit out of each other. That's going to be a really good match.
But I think Adam Cole is going to play something on in this, but I think MJF gets the win.
Yeah, I'm going to say MJF.
Oh, and for the pre-show, fucking Big Boom wins, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, no, QT's not winning.
Yeah, whatever, I guess. Jay White versus Hangman.
Hangman.
Yeah, Hangman.
Hangman's been losing a lot.
Yeah, Hangman. Hangman.
Hangman.
Anyway, a fatal 4-way for the AEW tag team titles: Private Party, Kings of the Black Throne, The Acclaimed, and the Outrunners. The Outrunners.
I mean, Private Party's winning that.
Nope, it's the Outrunners. I'm sorry. Private Party, even though we're homies, it's the Outrunners. I'm blowing your cover again, Isaiah Cassidy. Go fuck yourself. Sorry, that was really rude.
That was really rude.
I just want the Outrunners to win.
They're not going to. They're probably taking the pin.
No, they should win.
They're taking the pin.
No, the Acclaimed should take the pin because if you explain your theory of what's going on with the Acclaimed, you explained to me the one day that they might break up.
So someone was talking about on Twitter that it seems like there might be an Acclaimed breakup because I really don't know what happened. I guess it happened on Collision.
So like that can happen.
There was something that went on in like a promo or whatever or a pre-tape, and people were thinking that the Acclaimed are gonna break up. So yeah, that's possible. Again, I don't know the specifications about it because you never want to fucking watch Collision anyway, so it's not like I ever get to watch it anymore.
Bro, there's been nothing good on Collision.
Jack's been on Collision. And I've been missing all the stuff with Jack and I have to catch up with it.
Oh my god, unbelievable. No, so speaking of Roderick Strong, so on the Wrestling Observer podcast, the one that Dave and Brian Alvarez do, bro, Brian Alvarez got so fucking pressed. It was so fucking funny. And I understand where he's coming from. So, like, he was trying to get Dave to explain the story that's going on between Roderick Strong and the Beast Mortos. Mm-hmm. Now, do you know what's going on in that storyline? But
no, because I don't watch Collision.
Okay, but have you seen the stuff on just Twitter?
The most I've seen about... Give me my drink.
Lizzie's dying.
I don't know what the fuck that was about. I don't know. All I saw was that the Beast Mortos was a lawyer. That's as far as I was that for Matt Taven or Mike Bennett.
So supposedly there's like this whole fucking story behind it that's been playing out on Twitter, and that's how you only know that it's on Twitter. But like Dave is like using the excuse of like here's the reason X, Y, and Z, and it's like Brian Alvarez is like, okay, but like where are they explaining this on TV?
Well, I don't know. I haven't been watching it.
Exactly. Anyway, moving on. For the TBS Championship, Mercedes versus Chris Statlander.
Mercedes is probably winning.
Yeah,
because why the fuck would she lose her belt?
Unfortunately.
But Chris is going to carry her to her best match.
Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley.
Bobby, because he just came in.
Yeah, Bobby's going to beat his ass.
It's going to be a fucking banger of a match.
For the TNT Championship.
Jack Perry. Jack's winning.
Yeah.
I think, here's the thing. I don't see Danny beating Jack. Especially considering he just got, like, strapped down to his own fucking bus. But I think Jack holds on to the belt, like, until the Bucks come back, and then that could honestly be a diversion, not a diversion, but like a divide in the elite of like, they're the only ones without the gold, and Okada has the gold, and...
Well, the Continental Classic's coming up.
Well, yeah, Continental Classic is coming up, but like Perry still has his belt or whatever.
Where the fuck is Okada?
I don't know.
I mean, he'll be back soon because
yeah.
The Continental Classic. Did you see that Speedball Mike Bailey might debut in the Continental Classic?
Yeah, that's exciting.
That's crazy. He's gonna win the whole damn thing.
I hope so.
I hope Tony Khan gets the rights to Brass Monkey as his team. Brass Monkey.
But no, I think Jack still wins. I think Jack beats Danny.
I don't give a fuck. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher.
What, you're really not even gonna give a prediction?
Jack Perry. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, I think Kyle beats Will. And I think he beats him dirty.
Tiger Driver.
Probably.
Tiger driver. Me and Bryce, speaking of Tiger drivers, me and Bryce were having a conversation about Tiger drivers. I need to look up this conversation. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Wait. Okay, so this is mine and Bryce's conversation from yesterday. So I sent him a video. I probably sent it to you, but it was a wrestling video of a guy on a pogo stick.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumps in the crowd or whatever. And Bryce goes, honestly shocked I haven't seen this done before. Same. And then I asked him, when you coming down again? Because I forgot the dates. And he goes, the 19th to the 24th. I don't know why I couldn't think of an answer or like what, or I was just high and I thought this came off differently. But this is what I said. Mind you, me and Bryce already talked about hanging out and everything, like we always do. Hell yeah, we definitely gonna hang. Well, I certainly hope. I have no idea why it said it like that, to be honest. It's all good. I won't have my car, but someone there more than likely is going to let me use theirs. And I said, hey, if not, I'll drive. And he said, hell yeah. And I said, your present should be here tomorrow, with the eye like looking emoji.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, I'm a present, but I can't say what it is. You ordered me something? Oh, I'm going to dump you on your head. And I said, you'll love it though. And if we do a pod, that's when you can open it. And then he said, you're going to hand it to me. And as you're handing it over, I'm going to hook you for a Tiger driver. I said, I'll no sell it. And he goes, I mean, I'm sure that'll happen on AEW soon enough. And I was like, I'll quit the business. And he's like, I'll never fucking step foot in an AEW show again. And it's like, here's the feud to do it. They're going to no sell a Tiger driver.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now. This feud is going to have a no-soul Tiger driver.
Probably. Anyway, next match.
Oh, it's the main event for the world title. Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy.
I mean, Moxley's winning. I think Darby takes the belt off of Mox.
Moxley's winning and, like, some wild bullshit's going to happen.
Yeah, Shane McMahon's going to come out of the briefcase.
Some wild bullshit's going to happen. Someone's going to get, like, a plastic bag dumped on their head or some shit. Someone's going to get set on fire.
Orange Cassidy is going to be waterboarded with orange juice.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's honestly something like that.
Overall, I think the pay-per-view is going to be pretty solid. Personally, there's not really many matches on here where I don't really care about. Like, I feel bad saying I don't really care about the Chris and Mercedes match, but, like, I don't really care about the Chris and Mercedes match. The tag match I don't really care too much about, but it'll be fun. Like, all the teams in the tag match will be good, and if the Acclaimed, which the Acclaimed are losing, they're not going to win. If there are hints of them possibly breaking up, that'll probably, start that storyline off a little bit stronger, so... I mean, I'm not the most excited about it, but it'll be a fun match nonetheless. They're gonna do some crazy fucking stupid shit.
Yeah.
So, and it's a lot of and that match has a lot of different interesting type of styles because you have the Outrunners, then you have House of Black, then you have Private Party, and then you have the Acclaimed.
Bro, what's going on with the House of Black? You think like every time they lose or like win or whatever, they like shake hands with the people.
They're atoning for their sins, and then Buddy Matthews is gonna come back and be like, "What are you doing?" And then be like, "All right, sorry. Oh, be harder."
Where does Julia Hart fall in this?
I can't wait for her to come back.
Because she's been teased to come back.
She might come. I think maybe she might come back for the TBS belt.
Hmm.
I think Chris loses and Julia Hart makes a return.
Hmm.
And Julia Hart goes after Mercedes.
Bro, how is Chris's ankle not... Like how is his ankle not broken from that?
I don't know. What's the next thing we're talking about? I can't see from there.
Oh, next thing we're talking about is our top 5 feuds.
Oh, yeah, the feuds that I think I only have 4 of, maybe.
Would you want me to go first, then?
I guess. How in-depth are we going into these?
Yeah, we could talk, like, why we picked it. We don't have to go, like, full in-depth, like, little backstory or whatever. Like, I'll go first, and you can get a feel for it. So, we decided... on Tapped Out, the pro wrestling podcast. Hi, Bryce.
Hi, Bryce.
He did something similar, where he did like top 5 feuds or something like that. I forget exactly what he did.
I really hope Bryce is able to hang out on Saturday because, like, I miss him a lot, and I haven't gotten to hang out with him when he's come back.
Yeah.
Like, we did that one podcast with him, which was obviously fun, but, like, I haven't had a day to, like, go hang out with you guys in a long time. I miss that.
You just need to start taking off days.
Dog, I tried to do that when I tore my meniscus, and you saw how that happened. Okay?
Yeah, your
That's
management.
not exactly
Your management's something else.
That's not exactly going to go very
Anyway, yeah, so Bryce did something similar on his podcast, and I got the idea, so shout out, Bryce. I'm taking your ideas, sorry. I just thought this was a cool idea, but I'm going to give, like, my top 5 favorite feuds, and then Lyssie will give her top 5 favorite feuds. These are just our top 5 favorite feuds. It's our opinion. I went, like, a little bit of a different route. I didn't pick truly. Some of them are truly, like, these are all within my top 10. But some of them are truly top 5 and some of them aren't. But I added them because I didn't want kind of like a samey list. You know what I mean?
I have a very samey list, so I don't care.
So I tried to make it a little bit different. So the first one I started with is one that I've really connected with as a child. And it's probably number 1 because I connected with it so much. And there's a funny story that happens in this feud. Like in my personal life and all that, but that's CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy. Mm-hmm. Because the CM Punk and Jeff Hardy feud was fucking something else. Like, I was a CM Punk kid, I was a Jeff Hardy kid. This was like the fucking feud. It was 2 cool guys that looked cool as fuck, but I mean, at the time I was 9 and didn't understand the different lifestyles yet. But as you grow up, and you're into that music as well, you understand the different lifestyles. And you're like, wow, you got Jeff Hardy, who, you know, Jeff Hardy. And he's a high flyer. And you got CM Punk, who's straight edge. Mm-hmm. And there's a promo where Punk is, like, going off. Like, he's like, I'm straight edge. I'm better than you. Fuck Jeff Hardy. He's a druggie. He's a junkie. Blah, 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 blah. 9-year-old Dylan's sitting there like, damn, he's being an asshole. And my dad, probably sipping a beer, sitting there as well. What the hell is this jack off talking about?
Your dad's iconic.
Still one of my favorite stories. But man, they had some amazing fucking matches. They had a TLC match at SummerSlam 09. They did like a cool match at the Bash where like they were faking an eye injury, which was really cool. And then like the end all be all was a cage match on SmackDown, like loser leaves town and Jeff Hardy lost, and that was it for Jeff. He went to TNA, and like it was so iconic because Jeff Hardy, like, he left, he was walking out, and he's on top of the ramp, and he waves goodbye, and Punk nails him from behind one last time. And then the following week, CM Punk comes out dressed as Jeff Hardy. It was such a cool feud. Do you have like any thoughts about this feud?
Not really anything aside from what you've already said. There's no way in hell I'm going to be going this in depth with mine.
Okay. The next one is another CM Punk one, and it's CM Punk versus John Cena. Mm-hmm. Because, holy fuck, man, what a feud. In 2011, they had a fucking feud of Punk comes out on, like, Raw one week, and he's like, on this day, my WWE contract's up, and I'm going to win the WWE title by then. And the WWE champion's John Cena, so it's CM Punk versus John Cena, Money in the Bank, in Chicago. Punk wins. Punk's gone from the company for whole 8 days. Cena wins the new WWE title. Punk comes back. And they have this feud, and Punk has such an iconic line in like this one promo where he's like, John, you've become the exact thing that you hate, the New York Yankees. Because John's a Boston Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
And I like, what a line. What a line. And like, every time they got in the ring together, it's fucking magic. It's so good. Like, they had another match in 2013 on an episode of Raw, where it's the one where Punk hits the pile driver on Cena, and fuck, what a fucking match on just a random episode of Raw. I hope Cena and Punk have at least a tag match or a one-on-one match during Cena's fucking retirement tour.
I'm sure they will.
Like, I hope
they're gonna run it back.
I hope, because my God, two goats. You got anything on the Punk and Cena feud?
Not really.
No?
I just like that Punk was like, blew the kiss and went, bye, and then like left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Moving on to number 3. Raven versus Tommy Dreamer. You know anything about this feud?
I know enough about this feud. I know that Raven literally took Tommy Dreamer's kid.
No, that's Sandman.
Sandman.
That's the Sandman feud.
Wow.
Which that could have made it on this list.
I'm a poser.
That could have made it on this list as well.
I'm a poser.
But this feud is Tommy Dreamer is an ECW.
Well, they've had a rivalry for literally ever. I remember. I mean,
yes,
I might not remember the intricacies of their.
But like the backstory is kind of similar. So Tommy Dreamer is an ECW, and there's this girl that shows up, and her name is Beulah McGillicuddy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Raven shows up first, and Raven's like, "I'm coming after Tommy Dreamer because summer camp, like,
yeah, it was a summer camp thing.
I've known you from summer camp. You stole my girl, blah blah blah." And like they talked about like, oh, it was like this fat ugly chick or whatever. But then it's Beulah McGillicuddy who comes out, Beulah McGillicuddy, she's like a solid like 10.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, but Beulah comes out, and like the rest is pretty much history. Every time they have I did this exact, well, not this exact feud, but I did this kind of concept with Zach Romick in the early days of KWA, where it was the classic feud where the heel always wins,
mm-hmm.
and then finally the babyface will get it where it matters the most, and we did that. But it that's what it was. But every time Tommy Dreamer, he got closer and closer in each match. Closer and closer each match. And something would happen. Someone would screw him. There was a whole like lesbian angle involved in this story at one point.
Not the lesbians.
Stevie Richards was there. You could argue and say Tommy Dreamer and Sandman, or Raven and Sandman, is maybe the better feud because of it being more really personal, of like Raven brainwashed this man's family, stole this whole man's family.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, you can even argue and say that Tommy Dreamer and Sandman from like 1994 was a really good rivalry, because that's the one where Tommy Dreamer blinds the Sandman, and the Sandman has to go away for a little bit. He works everyone, like his wife would answer the doors and shit because he was blind. But I just really like the Raven and Tommy Dreamer storyline, just for the sole fact of it was simplistic storytelling,
mm-hmm.
and it was a good feud. And the matches were overbooked, and it was ECW at its core. And like Tommy Dreamer beat Raven on Raven's way out of ECW, which was really cool. And then like the feud continued when Raven came back to ECW, and they became tag team champions, and they were like this dysfunctional tag team.
Yeah.
And then it continued in WWE, and then even in TNA they did shit. So like it's kind of just an ongoing feud. They low key love each other.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Of like, I might not know all the intricacies about like the feud, but like I do know it's been an ongoing thing, and I know I've at least seen like a match or so from that has involved Tommy Dreamer and Raven
Yeah.
during this ongoing feud.
Oh yeah,
You've
seen it.
Yeah, so again, I might not know all the specifics, but I know it's just been like basically a lifelong thing.
You've seen it in like ECW documentaries too, because they always talk about in ECW documentaries. Moving on to number 4, a classic tag team rivalry: the Midnight Express versus the Rock and Roll Express. These motherfuckers tore it up in the 80s, Lissy.
Yeah, this I don't literally.
This is the original FTR Young Bucks. They tore it up everywhere. Every company in the 80s. They've had the fucking scaffold matches. They've fucking had one-on-ones. Jim Cornette was there.
So isn't this how Jim Cornette blew out his knees or something?
Wasn't this one, no.
When did he fall off the scaffold?
It was not against... Wasn't against the Rock and Roll Express, right?
I don't know. I just know that fucker blew out his knees and somehow that wasn't...
No, it was against the Road Warriors.
Oh.
That's when he blows out his knees. Yeah, he blows out his knees. That was like the year before. But I like this feud. I just like this feud because go watch any Rock and Roll Express versus Midnight Express match. Bobby Eaton and Ricky Morton. The art of selling. The art of working. That's all I have to say. It's hard. It's gonna be hard if I sit here and go, this is how the feud started, this is where it went, this is how it ended, because we'd be here 3 hours.
Yeah.
Explaining it. Just, you can find it. That feud is so easy to find. And then I'll wrap up number 5 here with, it was hard for me to pick, but I decided to go with a classic because it means a lot to a lot of people. And it's an important era in wrestling, the Attitude Era, and that's Stone Cold versus The Rock. The 2 hottest stars in the fucking world. Enough said.
Yeah.
And you got the, you think you're special, you do. You got the My Way promo package out of it. And they main evented the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
Fuck Limp Bizkit.
Yeah! This time I'm gonna hit.
Whatever Fred Durst said.
It's my way! My way! My way on the highway!
Okay, you can stop that now.
Yeah! Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
You can stop that now.
Moving, now move out.
You could stop.
Stop! Drop! Anyway. They're not like us. Lizzie, what are your top 5 feuds?
Well, look. Dylan asked me to do these things and pretends like I know anything about what I talk about.
Lizzie doesn't know jack shit about wrestling.
I don't remember anything at any given point in my life. Even though I've watched wrestling growing up, I could not tell you fucking jack shit about anything of what I watched. I don't remember it. I'm never going to remember it. It's just, it's there and it's gone.
It's there and it's gone.
It's there and it's gone, and that's just how it goes. So a lot of mine are gonna be more recent stuff. I'm probably gonna throw in 2 that aren't necessarily more recent, just because they stick out in my brain. But, we'll start off with number 1, which is a pretty self-explanatory one. But I'd say number 1 being the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. And you could also tie in like the Elite versus Death Triangle and like their best of 7 series and all of that fun stuff. Just overall, I mean, like I don't even recall the original story as to why this happened. But it mainly falls into that because of any single match that, whether it just be the Bucks and the Lucha Bros or the Elite and Death Triangle, any match that they have put on has just been absolutely fucking spectacular. They always fucking kill it in the ring when they're with each other. And, even though, the Young Bucks, versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston kind of like got me very interested in the Bucks because of the whole stealing their air to yours. What really solidified it for me was the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros in a steel cage match. That and with the thumbtack shoe was what solidified it for me for that, for the tag team of the Young Bucks as being my favorite tag team of all time. So it's kind of a heavy bias in that aspect. But again, just overall, like it's one of those things that like, I'm sure there's a story. I don't know what the fucking story is. I'm assuming the story is 2 brother tag teams that do flippy stuff and they just want to wrestle each other. But it doesn't really matter because whatever goes on in the ring is so fucking good. It doesn't need a story. They could book a Lucha Bros and Young Bucks match at any given point just for the fuck of it. And it's going to be a fucking killer match. You don't need a story for them. So that's my number one. Number two that I'll go into is going to be MJF versus CM Punk. Because I genuinely I'm upset that we didn't really get the end to this story.
Yeah, we didn't.
We didn't get the end of this storyline, which is upsetting.
Which we can talk about in a second.
But in what we did get out of this feud, which was a lot. We got a lot out of this feud. I'm not trying to say we didn't get anything.
I think it's AEW's best feud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would say that it's hands down best story feud for sure. Matches were phenomenal. I wouldn't say the best matches in AEW ever because we had Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson happen. But I will say like they're some of the best matches in AEW and the best story in AEW.
The two matches we got, and technically the matches in between there, because there were matches in between, were really good.
Yeah.
Really great. The story was really good. Of that first match that they have on that random Dynamite in Chicago, that went like 45 minutes, was fucking great.
Yeah.
That was Punk's first loss in AEW. And then the dog collar match, of course.
Yeah.
Wow. Fucking wow. But like, we got to see a match in between there. We saw Punk and Mox versus the FTR.
Yeah.
And that was technically a match in between this feud. Where do you think
because FTR were heels at the time?
Yeah. Where do you think we were going with like we got the MJF FTR Sting Darby and Punk match. We got a bunch. But like, where do you think they were going with because there was gonna be a match 3. And like, before Punk got fired, Punk was the real world champion and MJF was the world champion. Where do you think they were going?
It was honestly just going to be a feud of real world champion versus actual world champion.
Do you think who would have won?
And I think Punk would have won.
No, I think MJF would have won. I think Punk would have put him over.
You think so?
I think
Tony would have put it back on Punk.
Because
Punk never really got his reign.
That's true. That is true.
You know what I mean?
That is true. Maybe.
Like, he needed it. He needed it so bad. We tried it twice and it didn't fucking work.
Who would have Punk dropped it to?
Fuck if I know, dude. It probably. I mean, honestly, if Punk was still in AEW and the trajectory was still going the same way, it would have been Ricky Starks.
Yeah, it would have been.
Like that's the only logical thing I could see. Because the world title picture really got fucked up with Punk. It got really fucked up with Punk.
Mox just kept winning it.
Yeah, so it kind of turned into something real weird. Oh god, who was my third feud? I know there was three recent ones, and or maybe even 4. Honestly, I might put a 4th one in there.
Bro,
what?
Yeah, watch this bump Jaeger takes. This is a gnarly bump. This is the tables match they had, like that crazy fucking match they had. Look at this bump. Yo.
So 3rd one, I'm gonna go with a very, very recent one, and that is Swerve and Hangman.
Okay.
And that's just because I just really like a feud when it's just 2 motherfuckers who really fucking hate each other. That's always a really, really good start to a feud. Like these two just decided, I really fucking hate you, and we're gonna beat each other up about it, basically. So that's pretty cool.
Jaeger's locked in this match. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, anyway. So, God, I lost my train of thought now.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
That was my fault.
Yeah, no, I overall think that this feud was really good. I think that this feud was really good in turning Hangman into the heel anti-hero he is now. I don't really think Hangman's that much of a heel. I think he's an anti-hero who's just kind of, you know, he's just doing stuff, actually. It's just a better way of putting it. He's just angry and he's doing stuff. But I think it was really interesting in this feud to basically watch Hangman's like mental health just start to deteriorate, and he starts turning back to like old habits, but the old habits have lied dormant for so long that now they're just like this over extreme version as to what they were before. And he's doing a really good job with that character development, and watching that slowly happen over time was fucking insane. And obviously the ending of the feud with the unsanctioned match was just fucking brutal. So I really love that. I'm actually gonna change one of mine that I said earlier to you when we were in the car. And I know that
we went over this list with each other before, so we knew not to have the same ones.
You're probably gonna roll your eyes at this one.
Oh no.
But I don't really care, because I actually genuinely would like to kind of talk about it, and not necessarily just the feud, because I don't think the feud's over. I think we're going to be revisiting it, but just of the importance of everything that happened afterwards, and that's Jungle Boy and Christian.
It's going to be revisited.
It's definitely going to be revisited. It's not over with yet. We're already getting hints of like Luchasaurus showing. Because I'm not even going to say Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. I'm talking Jungle Boy and Christian. Because I really just want to actually like sit and talk about this for a little bit. First of all, we got the Christian is a pussy line out of it, and the Christian is a pussy shirt, which
very funny.
I don't give a fuck if you don't like Jack Perry. You can't say that wasn't hard as fuck.
It was fucking funny.
It was hilarious. That was top tier. But the thing is that I'm happy that this feud happened, because I'm sure I've talked about it before on the podcast. But Jack used to really fucking hate doing promos. Like, he despised doing promos. He was terrified of doing promos. Got to the point where, like, he would throw up, like, at the thought of a promo. Legitimately would, like, throw up. He just really fucking hated public speaking. And I think Christian overall was a really good mentor. Not only just to, like, have us, like, you know, in that manager, mentor type of vibe as baby faces, but also in the aspect of when this feud started. Because he needed that help to branch off on his own, because Jungle Boy wasn't going to be... I love Jungle Boy, and I love Luchasaurus, and I love Jurassic Express. But realistically speaking, Jungle Boy outside of a tag team wasn't going to be anything if he couldn't fucking talk. And I think making this feud happen forced Jack out of that, and it had to, because he had nobody else. And kind of started allowing him... I like that the Betty Crocker tag was still on that pizza cutter.
Bro, they fuck really each other up in this match.
But
this is their best match they ever had.
No, I think it was really important to actually break him out of his shell and kind of force him to talk, but also still have that bit of able to falling back on with Christian, because Christian's already been mentoring him. And I think that was done really well. And then obviously Jungle Boy goes off to his solo ventures of Jungle Boy makes friends with Danhausen. Jungle Boy makes friends with no, I don't think he made friends with Danhausen, but he made friends with Hook.
Because remember, he turned on Hook.
Yeah, but that was the thing. Then he ended up turning on Hook, and he became Hollywood Jack.
That was his first lover.
Yeah, and Hollywood Jack was not bad, but it wasn't great, and that was the first time he's ever been a heel. Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean? So here's the thing, right? I could really honestly just go off and start talking about Jack and how much I love him and everything. But I think more so, well, we're going to end up revisiting this Christian and Jack feud. I think the Jungle Boy and Christian feud was really fucking important, because granted, we still could be running Jurassic Express with Christian to this day. And people would still be waving their arms and dancing for him.
They used to dance for me.
Dude, I don't even need you to start making fun of that because I legitimately cried. Okay, I don't need that right now.
They used to dance for me, Danny. Danny boy.
Can you stop,
Sorry.
please?
That's what was going on though.
But we realistically still could have had it going on. They really didn't need to, if they haven't broken up the Acclaimed yet, which they might be, but like if they haven't broken up the Acclaimed or Private Party yet, they wouldn't have broken up Jurassic Express if it wasn't for this Christian and Jungle Boy feud.
Well, they did, goddamn.
And they did. But they never really needed to, but they chose to. And I think overall choosing to do the feud itself really helped not only drive Jack into becoming his own wrestler and his own person and his own character, but also helped drive Christian into kind of falling back into that heel character that he's been ever since this feud. Christian's heel turn started by making fun of Luke Perry being dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how this happened.
Don't forget, Christian.
You wanted me to be your father, but you have a father, but your father's dead. That is how the fucking father thing started.
Don't forget, Christian has that Money in the Bank briefcase thing.
No, he is the undisputed next AEW World Champion.
Yeah, whatever it was. So, like, I think that has something to do with it.
Well, he's gonna be world champion, but no, there's something still to be said with Jack and Christian. But overall, I think for each of their growths in AEW, this feud was incredibly important, and you can thank Jack Perry for getting the heel Christian we have now. And then I'll just move on to number 5, because I feel like it's a classic and it's just easy to talk about, is Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
I like a brother versus brother feud.
Good old brother versus brother.
Good old brother versus brother feud.
Brother.
Classic tale as old as time, unless you're the Usos and fucking suck, and then your WrestleMania moment is dog shit. But I mean, it is what it is. Matt Hardy burned down Jeff Hardy's house.
Ran him off the road.
Killed his dog.
Burned down his house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Matt Hardy did it.
I almost put that on my list because, like, that was, like, another one that was a part of my childhood. Mm-hmm. And, like, bro, remember, so going back to, like, the very first episode where I talked about, I may have talked about this as well, but I know I talked about this definitely when, the Bret Hart, like, when the fucking lady backed into the Bret Hart limo.
Yeah.
And, like, fucked up his leg, but it was fake, but it, like, traumatized me. Another one that traumatized me is when Jeff Hardy came out on the Cutting Edge's talk show, and they set off the pyro, and the pyro went off on him.
That was Matt Hardy.
Yeah, and it fucked me up, though.
Yeah, that was Matt Hardy.
Like, it made me scared of fireworks for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Anything that anything bad that ever happens in Jeff Hardy's life is because of Matt.
Yeah.
Like, the reason they didn't become AEW World Tag Team Champions, it was Matt Hardy's fault, actually. It's something to do with Matt. I don't know what, but it had something to do with him.
Yeah?
Yeah. He sabotaged Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff didn't actually need to go to rehab. Matt just put him there. Like, Jeff has been fine, actually. He was fine. And Matt Hardy just, like, framed him and put him in rehab.
Matt Hardy framed him.
Just so he could be like, why didn't we get the AEW World Tag Team Championships?
Matt Hardy framed them.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's again, that one's pretty self-explanatory. There's not really too much to say about it. But, yeah. Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy.
And those are your top 5 feuds?
Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily say of all time again. I don't remember anything ever. I mean, I would put probably the Bucks and Lucha Bros up in top 5.
Would you?
Hands down. Because there's not been a bad match between them. Just for that simple fact, there has not been a bad match. Not all rivalries need clear-cut storylines, and again, there might be one, but I don't know what it is. I just love that their fucking matches are banging.
You're just biased.
I might be biased. But it's the type of wrestling style that I like, and they complement each other super well. I could also put the Bucks and FTR up there for the simple fact of their wrestling styles are completely different, but complement each other really well. And their story, obviously, of just who's the better tag team, that goes a long way also. You know what I mean? But I think I enjoy the Lucha Bros and Young Bucks matches more than I prefer the Young Bucks and FTR matches. And I love FTR, so.
Okay.
It's just because I just like that style better. And also that Best of 7 was probably the best thing that ever happened to me.
Okay.
Not to be dramatic.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well. All right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
You're the host. So you get to do Wrestler of the Week.
I sure do.
Who's your Wrestler of the Week?
Have we had Matt Hardy yet?
No, we haven't.
Matt Hardy's the Wrestler of the Week.
I don't think so.
Double check.
I don't think so.
Double check.
I don't even think we had like Jeff Hardy.
I don't think we've had the Hardys.
Yeah, I don't think we had the Hardys.
But
what's our fucking podcast?
because we've already done the Bucks, and I'm not gonna choose one or the other of the Bucks. So like if we already did the Hardys, I'm not gonna choose one or the other of the Hardys.
That's fair.
But I don't think so.
I mean, we've had Lita.
Yeah, I know we had Lita.
So that's close.
But I don't think we've had.
We have not had Matthew Hardy.
Or Jeff. So we're doing Matt.
So we're doing Matt.
So that leaves.
Yeah.
Since we're not doing the Hardys, that leaves the opportunity open to just do Jeff Hardy. And also, in fairness, I feel like the Bucks are the Bucks, and the Hardys have been separated.
Well,
so
yeah,
that's that's fair. But if we did the Hardys overall, you wouldn't be able to, like, first,
well, yeah.
Then you can't choose them.
Well, yeah. That's why I think I purposely also did, like, the Hart Foundation separate.
Yeah.
I think I did it, like, week by week. I think every other episode in the beginning is, like, I did Bret Hart, then Owen.
Something like that.
But,
yeah, no, let's talk about Matt Hardy.
Let's talk about Matt Hardy. What's your, like, introduction to Matt Hardy?
Well, it was obviously the Hardy Boys. I mean, growing up, my brother,
Yeah, let's actually rephrase that. Why is Matt Hardy your favorite Hardy? Because usually 99.9% of the people that love the Hardys, their favorite one is Jeff. Why, for you, is it Matt Hardy?
Okay, so Matt is Matt because Matt is Matt. You know what I mean? So it's the same reason as to why Matt Jackson's my favorite out of the Bucks. I love Nick. I love Nick with my whole heart. I love Jeff with my whole heart. However, what the fuck is this? Oh, I understand what's going on now with my ear. Okay. My jewelry just came undone. But the reason I like Matt Jackson and Matt Hardy better, is because I feel overall they are more well-rounded wrestlers, which is crazy because I love the high fly flippy stuff. So it would make more sense as to liking Nick over Matt or Jeff over Matt. But I don't know, something about, like, I mean, I wouldn't say that Matt Hardy current day is a better well-rounded wrestler than Jeff Hardy. I'm talking about more so in, like, their prime, where Jeff and Nick can always do the cool, fun, flashy, flippy stuff. And I feel like Matt and Matt can still do some cool, fun, flashy stuff, but overall just have a larger arsenal and are more interesting to watch wrestle.
Okay.
Because they're not like, again, no disrespect. I love Jeff and I love Nick. But like, if I were to watch a singles Nick Jackson match or a singles Jeff Hardy match, I know exactly what their moveset's going to be and what they're going to do. Every single time. I know what they're gonna be doing their flippy wise. I mean, I know Nick's comeback of, you know, doing the flips, then flipping out on the apron of the ring and then doing another flip and then doing this and doing that, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, where Matt and Matt, I feel like they don't always pull out the same stuff every single match. I don't know the last time I saw Matt Jackson do a Northern Light suplex. And I love Matt Jackson's Northern Light suplex. It's one of my favorite moves. You know what I mean? So, like, they just have more that they could pull out. And that's what I like more about Matt Jackson and Matt Hardy. And the only reason I'm even bringing up the Bucks is just, again, because I feel like they are very similar tag teams. Like, the Bucks are this day and age's Hardys. So it's just easier to compare it that way to kind of explain it. But no, I mean, aside from also just that, growing up, I don't know why, but I always was just drawn more to Matt Hardy. Like when I was younger and wasn't necessarily just looking at things of just like, yes, the specifications of the move sets of my favorite wrestlers. Something about Matt Hardy just drew me to him more. I don't know if it was maybe his feud with Edge, because Edge was always one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. So I don't know if it was maybe even just that as well, but something about Matt Hardy I just kind of clung on to more. And maybe it was just because, growing up, my brother was always a really big Hardys fan. My brother loved Jeff Hardy. Maybe subconsciously, I was just like, well, if my brother loves Jeff Hardy, then that means I have to like Matt Hardy type of thing, which just makes no sense. But it was just like, oh, well, my brother has a wrestler, so I need a wrestler. So here's Matt Hardy. You know what I mean? But no, I just always loved Matt. I love Matt. When me and my brother would pretend to be wrestlers, and this was read out on Matt Hardy's podcast, you could probably find it still. When me and my brother used to pretend to be wrestlers, we pretend to be tag teams, the tag team of the Hardy Boys, and my brother was always Jeff and I was always Matt.
I had that video saved of him shouting you out because he read the questions. I listened to his podcast.
Yeah.
And
he read my question twice.
Yeah.
Like he read two of my questions.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Cause I don't remember what the other one was, but I think the other one had something to do with I think they were gonna be wrestling the Bucks. And my question was like, this isn't like the first time that we're seeing the Hardys versus the Bucks, so can you tell me about the match you guys had in Ring of Honor and talk a little bit about that or something? Cause yeah, I'm a fucking mark. But
Kenny Omega answered my question about Hayabusa that one time. Or FMW.
Kenny also answered my question about tattoos.
Yeah.
If he was ever going to get a tattoo, which he said no, by the way. Kenny's never getting a tattoo.
I made Lyssie ask him about FMW.
Yeah.
And it was technically my question. I was like, ask him about FMW.
Yeah, I think all I said was like, what are your thoughts on FMW and Hayabusa?
Yeah.
And he just started going off, and I was like, cool. In a good way. I don't know, ask me more questions about Matt Hardy.
Favorite Matt Hardy gimmick. So you have like the Hardy Boys. You have version 1. You have like the mid 2000s camo pants Matt Hardy.
That one.
I
don't even need you to go any further.
Broken Matt Hardy?
Nope.
Do you like Broken Matt Hardy?
I like Broken Matt Hardy in a comedy aspect.
Oh yes.
I like Broken Matt Hardy on being the Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not very much into Broken Matt Hardy was happening when I wasn't watching.
Yeah.
So I'm not really overly familiar with Broken Matt Hardy. I know who Broken Matt Hardy is. Trust me, I unfortunately know.
Have you ever seen like the Final Deletion or like the Tag Team Apocalypto or anything?
I believe we watched the Final Deletion.
Like, have you watched the Final Deletion?
I don't know. Maybe we've watched so much shit, dude. I can't remember fucking jack from shit. But I will say hands down it's just 2000s camo pant Matt Hardy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And why is that?
That was when I was watching, and that's when I fell in love with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it sounds silly, but like that's always gonna hold a special place in my heart. That's never gonna fucking change.
Yeah.
So.
Like, do you remember any of this stuff?
Yes, we watched this.
Okay, you watched this. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, keep asking me stuff.
Favorite Matt Hardy match?
Oh, God. I'm trying to think. We had the Hardys and Edge and Christian. So I'd probably go off of that.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because frankly, I don't think anything in like recent memory of Matt really stuck out to me. Because again, like current day Matt Hardy is not it at all. So I would probably say that. for the love of tag teams.
That's fair.
For the love of tag team wrestling and for the love of history making, I'd go the Hardys versus Christian Edge.
Would you add the Dudleys?
Yeah, Dudleys,
into that feud because of tables, ladders, and
yeah,
chairs?
Yeah, we'll add the Dudleys too. Fuck it.
Trying to think. You ever watch The Hardy Show? I'd probably.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. One of the cats sneezed. I think it was Haru.
Oh. Have you ever watched The Hardy Show? I'm sure I showed you like videos when they're like really drunk and fucked up.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Like it's the original being the elite.
Yeah. No.
Much.
Anything that had to do with the Hardys, me and my brother were on it. So yeah.
Dylan has a Hardy tattoo.
He does, and I need to get a Hardy Boys tattoo. Well, I know what tattoo I'd like for Jeff Hardy, but I need to figure out something for Matt Hardy. So,
what do you think of Matt Hardy's longevity in wrestling?
It's commendable that he's
always experimenting with stuff.
It's commendable that he's always reinventing himself and trying new stuff. Like, same thing with Jeff, like, constantly trying new things and being creative with it. Overall, I'll give it to Matt for consistently trying to stay relevant and stay on top of stuff. It's at the point now where I would just like for him to hang it up and maybe just hang out with his podcast. Because I get it, you know what I mean? But, he's already on his last very shot legs. And I don't think he needs to be pushing himself anymore. I think it's time for him and Jeff to hang it up, frankly. And maybe more closer to just Matt hanging it up, because I think Jeff could still go. But Matt can't go like he used to. But I have to give him the credit for it, because, again, I understand not wanting to walk away. He can't really walk away. He can't walk. But, I just think that it comes a point where, you just kind of become a shell of what you used to be. And that's kind of where Matt Hardy's at right now.
Okay.
But it's commendable he's still trying to stick it out.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
Matt Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Version 1. What do you think of the version 1 gimmick?
What was the version 1 gimmick again?
The fucking computer would pop up and there'd be Matt Facts.
Oh, yeah!
Matt Fact. Matt likes mustard.
That was so good.
And then he had Shannon Moore, his little MFer.
Yeah.
That's what he was called.
Yeah, that was so good. That was hilarious.
Fucking Matt Fact.
Matt Fact.
Version 1.
Very Y2K of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you think of, the whole Matt Hardy, Edge, and Lita fucking shoot worked
Here's the thing, right?
Storyline.
Yeah, real life beef does make for good stories, but I don't think the storyline needed to be the real life story.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have legitimately done some good stuff without the storyline being the actual story. It kind of falls into that same category of stuff where I'm like, us as fans don't need to know everything. And maybe that makes me sound like a Debbie Downer about it, of just being like a party pooper or whatever. But I feel like if they had heat with each other, they could have still done a good story and gotten all their frustrations out in the ring. Because now they're cool, they're fine, you know what I mean? They don't care. Neither of them are married to Lita. They're both happily married, have kids. And it's water under the bridge now. But I don't know. I feel like it didn't need to be as real as it was.
That's fair.
They could have done something else, but it was good. I'm not going to say it wasn't good. It definitely was good. It just is kind of like one of those things where now as an adult, I'm like, I did not need to know all those details about these people's lives.
Yeah. I think that just wraps it up, to be honest with you.
All right. Thank God, because I have to do your hair.
Do you maybe one more question? Do you see Matt or even the Hardys going back to WWE?
Yeah, they're gonna go back to get into the Hall of Fame.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because they're not in the Hall of Fame, right?
No, they're not in the Hall of Fame.
No, they'll go back to get into the Hall of Fame. Hands down.
Yeah.
They're already in TNA. That's a working relationship. It's just going to happen.
Definitely. Well, that wraps it up, Lyssie.
All right, well.
Take us out of here.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. If you want to follow our music podcast on Instagram, you can follow us at Talkin Music Pod. That is TALKIN_MUSIC_POD. On Instagram, and you can also find us on here on YouTube. If you want to follow me on any of my social medias, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at the same handle, which is Lungtar. That is LUNG_TAR. You can follow me on Blue Sky, also at Lungtar, but a little bit different, which is LUNG-TAR. And you can find me on TikTok at Lungbucks. That is LUNG_BUCKS. It's all wrestling related stuff, just so you know. Dylan, where could they find you?
You can find me on that Twitter, that X, at Danny_line, Valo_line, DANI_line, VALO_line. You can find me on that Instagram at Dillweaves, DYL_line, WEAVES_line. Yeah. I don't got that other Twitter yet. And
will you ever?
If the other Twitter dies or something, I don't know.
That's fair.
I hate social media. I really do. But yeah, also tune in next week because it's going to be a different episode, but still the same. Just because of the holiday week. Gonna kind of take it easy. Next week, we're going to review Full Gear because Full Gear is happening. We'll probably give Survivor Series predictions. But also, throughout the week, Lyssie, when we got free time, I'm going to put on a Survivor Series match. Not like maybe a 5-on-5 traditional, maybe a 1-on-1 match. Well, I'm just going to pick a Survivor Series match. And we're going to watch some of them and we're going to talk about them.
I had no idea about this until right now.
I thought about it as we were recording. I was like, oh, fuck that.
So yeah, he doesn't tell me anything.
I was like, Thanksgiving's next week. And I was like, gotta think of like a theme episode or like just a simple episode. In other words, next week's episode is gonna be a fucking lazy episode, but it's still gonna have the same format, but we're probably not gonna really talk about like Raw or like SmackDown or Dynamite. We'll talk about Full Gear, give some predictions. If like something news break, probably won't even talk about news, but if something like really worthy news breaking, like I don't fucking know, Vince McMahon comes back and makes another company, we'll cover that. I don't know. But next week's episode, we're aiming more so for it to be simple.
Sure.
Because holiday, fuck it, why not? And there might be a bonus episode dropping too with Bryce if we record.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled, just in other words, that there might be stuff. I'm not promising anything. I don't want to promise and not fulfill. So just gotta fucking in the words of how local bands do it, big things coming.
Anyway,
releasing a new single.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.